Hey, welcome back to WICR Circle to Circle. I'm Pete Considori with your host, Stephen Pierce. And Nora Calgie, thank you so much for being here.
Of course, my pleasure.
See? She's nice to me, Steve. You're not. Yeah.
I'm not sorry.
Time for the weather. It's 77 degrees right now. Today was very warm with sunshine, a high of 78. Tonight's going to be cloudy, clear but partly cloudy. I can't speak. It's because of you with the Red Wings thing.
The Red Wings.
Low 55. Tomorrow, windy. Not as warm, but a high of 70. I think that's pretty warm. Considering last week it was like 50.
Even 40 some
I would
days.
say so.
Yeah. This weather report's brought to you by Iona College. Move the world.
You know what? My immediate thought, of course, we're doing a hockey show,
Move,
so it would
move
make
the puck.
Well, yeah, please.
Move Stahl out of the net.
Gee, oh my! You know what? Let me just say this before I forget.
His
It reminds
stick's
me
too long.
of how bad the ice is going to be now that it's warm at MSG. Now that the Pittsburgh Penguins will be
Puck
back.
will be bouncing.
Oh my good! And
The
the
puck will
Barclays
be
Center last night,
bouncing.
the ice looked terrible. Oh my goodness!
Terrible.
I mean, the arena's not built for hockey, one, but it's also getting
Yeah, have
warm
you
out.
seen the seats?
You can't apparently.
I've
see.
never seen a corner
Are
seat
they,
at
are they
a
planning
hockey
to do
place.
any like
No.
reconstruction?
No.
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Please. They put too much money
I
into
feel
it.
so. I mean, I don't particularly care for the
I think they
Islanders.
I
would,
feel
now
bad.
that
I feel bad
Islanders
for the
are doing
franchise and the fans.
decently, I
This
guess.
is. I'm going to be honest. This playoff series is the first time you've seen that place sold out. I'm serious.
And they actually kind of made noise.
And they actually, yeah,
For some of the goals.
and it was
Yeah.
funny. The
So I hear.
commentators. I was watching the game because I had nothing better else to do with my life. So I'm watching the game, and they
like
have
me.
these orange towels that they're waving around. But
Yeah.
every 4 seconds, they put on the big screen wave your towels. So the commentator goes, "Well, it's the third period. They've been waving their towels all day. Either they all need Tommy John surgery or they have a rotator cuff problem."
God bless Howie.
I was like, you know what? I love this guy. I don't
Howie
like the
Rowe.
Islanders, but I love this guy.
Oh my gosh, I lost it.
I
At
knew
that.
a few people at that game too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
You should ask them about
I-
their shoulders.
Yeah, I should
right?
be like, how was that?
How are the orange towels?
I loved hearing some of the commentary, even though they
Yeah.
really are just ridiculously biased toward the Islanders. But that was a
Well,
lot of
so,
fun.
you know, I mean, they're Islander
yeah, but
commentators.
yeah, but the
but I
Rangers
could do.
commentators are not. They usually
I mean, I'll give
Usually.
crap on all our
They
plays.
do a little bit of both. But you know what?
Yeah.
All right.
It could
Have you
be
been
hard.
watching any of the Western Conference games? 'Cause I've tried to watch.
No, because I'm very afraid. Actually,
Really?
I lied. I
I
watched the second
thoroughly
game of
enjoyed
the
it.
Stars and Wild when I was at the bowling alley. They had it on. I was very impressed. I bowled a 156. I have to say
that's
that is
pretty
the
good.
best game I've ever played. Thank you. Yeah, my hip is killing me. But
lower body injury.
anyway,
Don't
the
disclose
Stars.
it.
Speaking of injury, day to
Tyler's-
day for Tyler Seguin.
Tyler Seguin. He comes out of the lineup mid-March with just one of the most frightening injuries, I think. He got his Achilles tendon slashed by a skate that came over from a defender, and he had to leave the game, and he hadn't played since Game 2 of the
That's
Dallas
Super
Stars
Smash
series,
Brothers in the other room.
versus the Minnesota Wild, and he re-injured that, so he's back
Yeah.
in Dallas now. He didn't go with the team to Minnesota. He has to be reevaluated. But my whole thing was, Lindy Ruff, you cannot play him because you don't need him. The Dallas Stars are going to run over the Minnesota Wild, who are without two big guys of their own. So you're just going to run over them. Why would you
Right.
keep Tyler Seguin in the lineup or even put him there to
Because
begin
it's
with?
Tyler
Because you need
Seguin.
him
He's a
with
good player. He's one of the faces of the franchise. Of course
Jamie
you want to
Benn,
play him.
Jamie Benn will carry them.
Oh,
and
don't get me wrong. Jamie
Jason
Benn is
Spezza,
phenomenal. But I mean, Tyler
Patrick
Seguin.
Sharp.
Patrick Sharp.
They have their lineup is so deep that they don't need Tyler Seguin. They can win without him. Save him for the second round so he's healthy and ready to go.
You know, Tyler Seguin's listening to this right now, and he's not very happy with your commentary.
I think Tyler Seguin is a remarkable player. I just think it's
And
not.
if he's really listening right now, please.
Yeah. Wow. I'm a big fan. I'm so
Retweet-
sorry.
Yeah, sorry. We're
No,
so sorry. Send us some jerseys, something.
Let's get to some predictions about that series. They're already up 2-0. The Dallas Stars are over the Minnesota Wild. I predicted that this would be a relatively short series. I want to hear your guys' thoughts before we go into it.
I had 5 games. I gave Minnesota 1.
Yeah, I would.
I had
would-
5.
Yep.
But I wouldn't be surprised if Dallas takes it all the way.
Yeah,
I
I can
would-
see a sweep.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
Dallas has been the most underrated team going into the playoffs as the higher seed, I should say, because obviously I would think Philadelphia is probably pretty underrated and deservedly so. But I think the higher seed, in terms of speaking in that scenario, I think Dallas is definitely the most underrated team, and I think
I'm gonna be honest. The whole West, all the underrated teams are winning. I mean, the Blues, the Preds, and the Sharks.
San Jose
Oh
Sharks.
my
I
goodness!
mean-
I predicted the Sharks would win the series.
know.
I just want to say that. We'll get to that in a second. So we got Dallas coming out of there. That's a pretty obvious series. But let's talk about St. Louis and Chicago. Arguably the best series on right now. I have watched all the games and they have been a thrill to watch. I've really enjoyed it. We got Game 4 coming up. This is going to be huge. St. Louis is up right now 2-1. The games have been close, all one-goal games. The goalies have been outstanding, very defensive, very, very, very physical. It's been a lot of fun to watch. I want to hear you guys' thoughts. Is this the year St. Louis can finally overcome the first round of the playoffs? The past 3 years, they have been eliminated in the first round.
You know,
Can they get over the hump?
Before watching the series, I picked the Blackhawks because I thought that they would go to at least the second round. And I don't think I had the Blackhawks going past the second round. But after seeing the Blues play, it might be their year to get past the first round. I mean, every year, I picked them, and they just haven't done it. So I'm like, I'm picking the other team this
It's been
year.
disappointing every
and
year.
of course, they're doing well. Hey, listen. More like we've been saying, more power to them. They've been doing great,
Absolutely.
and if they can keep riding this momentum, they can make it to the conference final if they wanted
Finally
to.
looks like they've had some goaltending that is serious. And
Yeah, that was their
capable.
main problem for a while, was
They
the
have
goaltending.
two guys that
This
are number
year,
one goalies.
yeah, this
That's
year they
tough.
had two guys number one. What was it, Allen and Elliott?
Yep. They had them last year.
I had
too,
one
but
of them on
they
my
both
fantasy team.
Underperformed.
Didn't do nothing for me.
Well, they've both been hurt for a while, but now they're both healthy, ready
Steve
to go.
beat me so bad in fantasy hockey the last round because I forgot to start a lineup one day. It was like
I feel like
291 to
he forgot
150.
all year long to
Yeah,
do it.
and he still beat me.
I wake up every morning. That's the first thing I do.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Sorry for taking Matt Stone. I know that was a real loss for you.
Oh, Mark Stone. I
Mark
forgot
Stone.
about
I'm
that.
sorry. I don't want to say Matt.
All right, Nora. I think you had the Blackhawks. How many games?
I said 7.
You
I
did
think.
say 7.
But I said
It's a
Chicago
long
winning
series.
it.
We're going till June. I'm telling you.
I definitely agree that this
It's
series is going
2014
7
all over
games. This is going to be probably the most exciting series. I kind of wish that this would be like the conference final, even though that's not really possible in this situation, obviously. But I picked St. Louis in 7. I finally thought it was their year to come out strong. They have a even stronger team this year. They've been performing well.
Right.
So I'm curious to see. Now let's move on a little bit to the Anaheim-Nashville series. And Nashville, the Predators, the underdogs, who I think everyone has written off. I don't think anyone has predicted them to win the first round.
I picked the
Nope.
Ducks.
And they're leading 2-0 coming out of Anaheim, coming into Nashville.
Right.
That's huge for them.
No, that is huge. I mean, Nashville definitely is in a great position right now, and they have the tools to do it.
They have shut down the Ducks. I've watched both their
Forsberg's
games.
been
He has been
phenomenal.
a force. Smith, all the guys that really have underperformed this year have been huge so far. Rene has looked phenomenal in net. We all knew he had a great glove hand.
You are in love with that guy. you every 5 seconds his name comes up, and you
That's
know
the
what?
first I've mentioned him today. But also,
Today.
I will have you know
Today.
that I picked him for fantasy. And where did I finish, Pete? Where did I finish?
I had Lundqvist, so don't start.
Yeah, and where did I
I had
finish?
Lundqvist.
was first in the okay.
Cricket.
In any case,
It was fantasy.
and I picked Pecorino because I thought they were going to be a good team all year. I just didn't predict this good, and I was fortunate and blessed. That's
See,
yeah.
this
And I
isn't
picked
fair.
Bobby Lou, by the way, as my backup, and both those teams did well.
I'm gonna be honest. This isn't fair. They're eating in there. I'm starving. I don't know.
You're
he
getting
was walking-
distracted. You're getting
walking in with
distracted.
a plate
I
with
beat
something.
you. I beat you, Pete. That's
No.
what that's what we're
Anyway,
missing.
back to Anaheim.
Yes. Give me your predictions, Nora. Thoughts, concerns, epiphanies.
Well, now I don't know. My prediction's getting a
Nonsense.
little shaky. I had Anaheim in 5.
I did too. I did too.
So now,
Oh man!
Bye
All right,
bye
I
to
like
that.
the
Ain't
bold
happening
prediction
now.
though, because last year Anaheim was just rolling until they met the Hawks in the conference final, and I sort of thought the Ducks would be back there, and I picked Anaheim over Nashville in 6,
Your
which
boy
is
Corey
still
Perry.
possible.
yeah.
Him and Getzlaff really need to get on the board a little more.
Yeah, they do.
because
I haven't
they.
heard his name enough, actually. Speaking of him now.
I've
is
been
he?
watching the series, and they have not played well. The defense, they just look overmatched, which is an interesting thing because the Ducks are big, fast, physical, and they
They
have
are.
very good goaltending. Although Gibson and Anderson, at this point, we don't know who's going to start the next game. The Bruce Boudreau is not pleased with either of them, and his comment
that's
today
not
was,
good.
"I'm not going to talk about it." That's what he said to the media. So
Yeah.
he's frustrated. The team is frustrated.
We're in high school again.
Well, I mean,
Thanks
Bruce
for reminding
Boudreau.
Yeah.
Last series before we wrap up here with our final thoughts, we got San Jose and the LA Kings.
What a series.
San Jose is up 2-0 coming out of Los
What a
Angeles,
series.
and they have just dominated LA. LA has not been physical or fast or moved the puck very well, and Quick has tried his best to keep him in the series. But
Do you think it's the pressure of how well they did in the regular season and just their kind of
well, coming
push
into
to the
coming into
playoffs?
the playoffs, they were like 1-10.
Yeah, no, yeah, they were 110, but there was a pressure. A lot of people were saying the Kings were going all the way again this year.
A lot of people still picked them before the series even started.
I did.
There's one.
Hey, I don't blame you at all. I
have a rematch
I
of
picked
2014.
I picked San Jose in 7 games. But you know what? To be fair, LA was down 3-0 to the Sharks 2 years ago, and they came back and won in 7 games.
This is true.
To win the cup.
This is very true.
So I don't, and they had just got Marion Gabbert back, who was arguably their best forward.
Yeah.
And Norris' favorite player of all time, pretty much. If you didn't know.
Number 10.
So I really think that they're gonna come out and win Game 3, and I bet you they win Game 4 on the road.
5, 6.
I don't know,
7.
man. I don't believe that they're going to the second round, but they're going to put up. They got to figure something out. Daryl Sutter's way too good of a coach.
Yeah, no.
I'm trying to remember what I had. I think
You had the
6?
Kings.
Oh, you're looking at it. Cool.
This is mine.
I know I had.
Sorry.
Oh, I know I had Kings, but I'm trying to think of how many games I gave them. I think 6.
Yeah, I think you gave him 6. But San Jose has proved to everyone, not just the 3 of us, that they are serious this year about contending. So I'm really curious to see what's going to happen. All right, before we wrap up here, let's talk about who's going to win the cup, who's going to get to the conference final. And
That's
why?
a loaded question.
Why, Pete?
It's a loaded question.
No, hit me with some knowledge here.
I have no knowledge, but I have some picks, and I'll tell you this. Eastern Conference Final, I have the Rangers against the Panthers.
Okay. Ooh.
Oh, I like that.
I like it, too. That's why I picked it.
Well, I mean, I'm a Ranger fan, so.
Yeah, again, I don't think that the other side of the Eastern Conference has what the Panthers have right now, which is that just driving force to win really badly. The Capitals are on our side of the East, if you will, and I think that we're going to beat them second round if we do make it that far, which I believe we will. So that's why I have the Panthers and the Rangers. Now on
in the West?
West, I have the Kings and the Stars, I believe.
Ooh, I would love to see that matchup.
I'm going to be honest with the West. I didn't have that much knowledge about it. I just kind of like, that guy looks good. So I picked the Stars to go. I thought all season long they've been the most consistent. And then the Kings, because I just, every time I see the Kings in the playoffs, I just have to pick them because it's the Kings. So I picked them, and then I have a rematch of 2014, as I've been saying all show long that everyone's ignored. Thank you.
What was it? What have you been saying?
It was the.
Sorry, I don't listen to you usually.
Who are you? The Kings playing the Rangers, and I have the Rangers winning because I would like to see them win the Stanley Cup.
Bold prediction, Pete. All right, Nora.
Bold prediction.
Match
All
that.
Watch it happen.
Eastern Conference Final. I think I had Pittsburgh and Detroit.
Mm-hmm. Sounds about right.
It's a good pick. No, it's a great pick. It's the knowledgeable pick. It's the NHL's way of looking at it, not the Ranger fans' way of looking at it. That's what you're supposed to do with me. I'm like, hey, Rangers.
But now
all
I'm
the
even
way.
questionable about Detroit because Tampa Bay's been playing pretty well.
That's all right.
But we'll see how
it's only been,
that
2
plays
games?
out. In the Western side of things, I
3
have
games.
Kings versus Chicago, I believe.
Okay.
And then I had Chicago winning, and then Stanley Cup Final, Chicago versus Pittsburgh.
You have Pittsburgh going.
I do.
Wow.
That'd be an interesting series.
That is. Yeah, that would be a very interesting series. Wouldn't it be interesting, Rangers Islanders in the Eastern Conference Final?
That would be amazing.
That would be all
the Battle of New York.
Yeah, it would be very good for
there would be no tickets.
NHL.
They'd be like $5,000 for nosebleeds.
You have to sit in the parking lot for $5,000.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'd do it.
Oh man, I like what everyone's bringing to the table so far. I
At
had
least you know when they score.
Yeah, right.
I have Washington in the Eastern Conference Final, and I had them versus Detroit actually, just like Nora. And now I'm kind of second guessing my Detroit pick, but I thought they were gonna have something. But Mrazek last night, if he can do that again, he shut out the Lightning for the 3rd time in 2 years in the playoffs. That was pretty remarkable. If he plays like that, and if they come with that ridiculously fierce, aggressive mentality, and they shut down the top line of Tyler Johnson, who's an overrated midget, I think they have definitely a shot of getting up to the conference final. And then I think
it's little person. Let's be sensitive.
I think Washington will take that. Washington goes to the Cup. And in the West, I have St. Louis versus the Anaheim Ducks, which is looking a little shaky now. But I think St. Louis over the Capitals.
You killed Pete.
It's all right. He'll be okay. It's the end of the show. He'll laugh it up. I have St. Louis over Washington.
He knows me so well.
Just what to say. St. Louis over Washington. Oh man, it's gonna be fun.
Those are great picks. You know what, Steve? I respect you for those picks.
Try to go.
You're wrong,
I
respect you.
Your opinion is wrong, but
I'm disrespected apparently.
No, I respected your picks too. Don't worry.
Oh man, I'd like to give a special shout out for Nora Calgi coming on today as a special
Yes,
guest.
thank you, Nora.
Thank you so much for your hockey
Thanks for
insight.
dealing with us.
Yeah,
we have a very weird show, and you
it's
stuck
tough.
through like a champ. We appreciate it.
You have
was
no
a lot of
idea.
fun.
You
No,
were probably
seriously, thank you.
watching the Super Smash Brothers tournament going on in the room behind us.
Trying to make picks for that. Who's
I
gonna
didn't
win?
want to insult Steve, but
Is that Blue Yoshi?
might have been looking.
All right, Pete, stay on track here. Come on.
It's Super Smash Brothers, man.
He's like a dog, this one. You got to whistle. All right, everybody. Thank you so much to
Do
Nora
like cookies.
Calgi and Pete Consadori for coming back for a show in months. But we're going to come back next week, hopefully talk some just some more playoff hockey because isn't this the dandiest time of year, Pete?
It'd be close to second round.
Yes, it will. Oh, we look forward to seeing you then. I'm Stephen Pierce, Pete
It's the
Consadori,
most
Nora Calgi,
wonderful
Circle to Circle.
time of the year.
And with that, we say so long.
Goodbye.
Oh, drat these computers. They're so naughty and so complex. I could pinch them.
Check out the latest news and videos on Masscom's YouTube page. Just search Iona Masscom or go to NorthAvenueNation.com, where Masscom students are making things happen.